Oh, goodness, gravity. Give it a hot minute. It'll get my bite back to normal. There we go. How's it, everybody? Welcome back into the Paper Plane Inn. I'm cousin. Jesus, hi! Okay, hi! Hello? Can I help you over there? Okay! Well, let me know if that actually changes, okay? I forgot to close my door. Hold on a second, chat. Okay, hold on a second. I'm doing that. Okay. Okay, there we go. The door is properly closed. Everything should be okay. Jesus, that scared the living daylights out of me. How's it, everybody? Welcome back into the Paper Plane Inn. I'm your cousin Neely, and thank you guys for waiting for me to come back live. It is so good to actually see you guys here today. Did you guys... hello, Joe. Come here, cat. You're saying hi to chat today. And I'm giving... no complaining, Missy. But yeah, Steve is okay. It's just that, he just went to the bathroom. He decided to say hi in his own way. Exactly, Joe. Good job. Good job, you. You're very cute. Why aren't you no longer sunbathing in my windowsill? You had your fill? Okay, I'm gonna... But yes, it is so good to actually hear you guys again. Okay, that's a little bit loud. Golem, turn down 10%. Okay, that's much better. But how is everyone doing today? Retrofox, D Serpentine, Lorebloth, Emerald Marine, welcome back, welcome back. It's good to actually see you guys here today. It has been a hot minute since we've actually did another art stream, and sure, we're supposed to be having this much sooner, but things kind of escalated that made the stream push to a little bit later than it should. But other than that, it's good to actually see you guys here, if you will. But let's see. Other than that, today's the day we're actually going to be doing a commission stream. Something we haven't been done in a while, and this time it's this commission stream is actually ordered by a good friend of mine who we actually share the same D&D campaign that we're in. So without further ado, how about we actually go straight to the podium so we can actually get to work, shall we? Oh my goodness, gravity! It's a full house today. Hi, hey, hi, guys. What's good?
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, shiggity diggity.
Hi! Oh, goodness, gravity, Shats. You're still down there. Okay, hold on. Let me get you out of that jar. There you go. You're free now.
Well, excuse me for bottoming out there.
Oh, goodness.
But, yes. Does the current music fit the campaign? Yes, a little bit. Yeah, kinda. A little, yes. Because, the said campaign that we're a part of is basically a dark fantasy campaign. Oh, hello, Joe. Hi, cat.
Jojo.
Meow.
Gibby.
You're gonna. You want freedom, cat? You want out? Hold on, let me.
I hear the Kibby.
She wants out. That's why she actually comes to mother. But I scooped her. I scooped her so that way she could actually say her last meows before I actually let her go. Jojo Bean. Oh my goodness, Savage! Thank you for subbing me for 34 months! Holy Moses, almost 3 years. Okay, Joe. She's squirmy. She wants freedom. Alright, Joe. You're free now. She is now free. Okay. But yes, to answer the question before Joe says hi, it's a little yes, because the said campaign that we're a part of is a dark fantasy campaign, and similar to the vibes of Diablo 2, but this music also fits because of the said subject that we're drawing for today. This one is a party mate of ours.
Hello.
From is a party mate of ours from that said campaign. Everyone, meet Somnus. He's basically our necromancer buddy, but his actual class makeup is that he's about a level or 2 into cleric, an all necromancer wizard. Yes. And so we're deciding.
Well, it's nice to meet him.
But yes, it is actually good to draw. You know what? Maybe I should also signal Sam that I'm actually drawing her commission today, so she could actually come in and see from the chat. Nope. Nuh-uh. Worms is Sam. What am I doing? I could just PM her from the chat.
This is true.
Okay.
You know what's funny? That you're working on a commission like this? I actually finished a similar commission recently.
Oh, nice! Hey Sam, I'm working on your commission live
There we go.
right
I shared that
now.
commission in the sidebar.
If you like to see, you're welcome to give it a gander. There we go. And now we wait. Okay, now let me go see this. Oh, that actually looks really good. Those look like
Thank you.
Rosalina colors, to be honest.
Funny you should say that. The commissioner actually requested me to design a fan design for Rosalina's brother. Yes, she has one.
I say.
Really?
Yeah, fun fact. So this brother was actually mentioned once in Rosalina's storybook, and this character is basically a design request for the purpose of the story he's trying to make, in which said villain is said brother is a villain. Wow, I kind of just tripped over my words and spoiled it.
That's okay. That's okay.
But yeah, as you can see, I reversed the bang to show himself as a mirror to Rosalina herself, and also muted her colors a little bit, and went for a combination of Doctor Doom and Alucard with his design.
Nice. It actually looks really good. As much as I want to share this to the class, this is a commission order, so I'm not gonna do that.
NDAs and all.
Sorry,
NDAs.
Chat, you gotta have to let your imagination do the work for the. Oh dear, gravity. Oh.
Oh no.
Ah, my pen! I dropped it like a goober. Oh no.
Goober!
Okay, hold on. One at a time. One at a time.
Why are you like this?
Because even I ask myself that question. Okay, so one is I'm gonna start this with this particular order. One is West, 2 is Shags, 3 is Jay, 4 is Dave, 5 I turn into a plushie and I go to the jar, and 6 I'm rolling again. That you stay in the box. Okay, I'm rolling again because that's a 6. I am so sorry. Dear.
I don't even get to say. I don't even get to get a hello, and then I'm already at the jaw.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, I'm giving you a good luck kiss, okay? Mwah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, cooties. I'm
Now
kidding.
that's not nice.
I'm kidding.
That is absolutely fair. Otherwise, we would have problems. Anyways, I have a lot of fun building Somnus' story or order and arc. Oh yes, 100% Savage. And Somnus is an interesting case because how often do you actually see necromancers in D&D? I'll tell you, not very much. Because when you hear necromancer, what is the one thing you want to do mechanical wise as a necromancer for a game? For those who don't know what that is, one thing that comes into mind is like summoning the dead, especially a plenty of them. And Somnus is going for the vibes that are similar to Diablo for the Diablo's necromancers, but due to the mechanics that that entails there, this kind of thing is a little tricky. Steve and I, alongside with Savage, did the best in helping out in Sam when it comes to how to make her boy work, and well, all of us three combined, but mostly Savage because, you know, Dungeon Master. We were able to find ways to make Somnus work. For those who don't know who he is, oh boy, it's gonna be a little hard describing who Somnus is when I'm not his player. But so I'll do the best of explaining where I can. So take this with a bit of grain of salt because I'm saying this by memory. Somnus is belongs into a necromancer order called the Onco, where their job is to basically to shepherd the souls of the dead to where they're supposed to go to in the afterlife. And because here's the thing again, and Savage, if you're in the chat, you're free to help me out. In the world that we currently are, the gods are basically dead. Or because in order to defeat the real big bad evil guy that looms into the horizon that we've yet to see, they had to basically combine all of their powers in order to actually put a mean dent on this guy. But this comes with a cost, that the gods are basically dead, and all what's left now are just the celestials and demigods to actually pick up where they can in their absence. And of the said gods that are dead, one of them is the god of the dead. And so the Onco actually had to come together to all come together so they could actually carry on this said mission. But necromancy is a bit of a taboo no-no in this said world from what I've been seeing. And therefore, lots of people are a little bit apprehensive with necromancers. No, not one big bad evil guy, the entirety of the demon lords and a horde of millions of demons. And, okay, thank you for helping me on that. Okay. Because this setting campaign really just takes it up a notch when it comes to the dark fantasy, especially for the Diablo-esque feel of the said game. And in this said campaign, this is where our lovely party makeup consists of Somnus the Necromancer, Gellion the Dwarf Fighter, which is Dave's character, Rhea the Gravity Wizard / Barbarian, which is Steve's character, and then there's me, the Shepherd, playing as Nessa as the Shepherd Druid. It's also where we also got to meet our new iteration of Fergus, who's now a War Cleric. Let's see. The taboo of necromancy is due to the 99.9% of necromancers are Orcus occultists. Oh yeah! AKA, Okay, how do I describe Orcus to the non-initiative? Think of a really, really, really bad demon that likes to bring the dead up for his nefarious means. And it's not anywhere good, considering the fact that we've seen his handiwork in action in the campaign. Okay. Let's see. Nessa, yay, Nessa and Fergus. Thank you. I'm actually still surprised with that little meme comic I did yesterday had been blowing up ever since I released it.
But yes, to roll back to Somnus a little bit, the Onco is effectively serve the role of the ferryman in concept.
So they're like Reapers then.
Yep.
Reapers,
What-
ferrymen, anything that would be guiding the dead to their proper place in the afterlife.
Right.
And we have.
I mean, my favorite. Oh, sorry.
No,
My
you
favorite.
go.
My favorite way to describe Reapers is they're kind of like shepherds for souls. I mean, you could easily like compare, for example, the scythe to be like a shepherd's crook.
You're not entirely wrong. You know, I've yet to actually draw the scythe in question, but that's gonna be a later Mickey's problem. I'm sure she can handle something fine with it.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
Are you sure about that?
Positive. I'm sure she's a stubborn woman. She can actually figure some way out, I think.
Actually, you know what? I actually did design a Reaper character named Dora Carrion. Can I share her?
Sure.
Hang on, just put that in the sidebar here.
But yes, from what I recall of Somnus, he is essentially he starts out as essentially something akin to a neophyte who ultimately goes on to complete his rites in one of our sessions as a trial session, in which he manages to do successfully before continuing on our journey together with the party in our future endeavors.
When the gods died, the world broke, and the other forces are desperately trying to fill in the gaps, says Savage.
Ah.
Yep. I mean, it was so bad that that I also included this. When it comes to that I also included this that even the Fae had to actually mass exodus themselves to get away from what's going on, leaving behind dozens of its descendants. That is elves, fearbolts, gnomes, you name it. Those who live under the Fae's sun, if you will. And this, but they never gave up hope and hoping the world does get better. So they will try to do their best to fill in the gaps by trying to make the world and nature better. But even they know that this is a Sisyphean task. However, they are still hopeful that they can actually fix what they can, and maybe, just maybe, the Fae would finally come back. Okay. Never thought of the idea that a Grim Reaper, that's cool, that's an idea to get hooked on.
Hopefully it's not too crooked a concept.
Heavens forbid you get a jagged outlook.
Alright, the Savage continues. The demons killed or drove off the Fae, giants, dragons in an apocalyptic fashion. Yeah.
Wait, they drove off my friend Pei?
Yep.
Dang.
Shit.
So, we are basically in a setting that is technically counts as a post-apocalypse of sorts.
Sick.
And the only way we could actually get some, and the only way to get, to restore that is either two options. One, to actually find new gods and see if they could actually, if they could actually take up the mantle for the where the gods left off in the world that we're in. Or two, become new gods ourselves. And this has been a deliberating thought for a good while now. It really has been. Let's see. Post-apocalyptic points of light setting. Oh, right. The skull is gorgeous. I love skulls, and I'm into gods in one of my other passions. Nice.
Cool. So's my friend Rosie. Very much into that stuff.
I don't know if this armor is going to test me because there's so many bones and whatnot into the anatomy of this outfit. But I think I can pull it off. Kind of.
How do you think I feel? I'm working on a commission for
You would
West.
otherwise that you were
more than capable of doing some tricky stuff, Mickey.
Let me take a look at this picture now. Oh, she actually looks cute.
I'm glad you like her.
Mind if I share this to the class?
Go for it.
Okay. There we go. She absolutely cute. She looks absolutely cute. Wait.
I'm glad you think so.
Any color ideas that you have in mind for her?
Not particularly. Like, I initially designed the character with the intent of helping Blue out on a personal project, but I don't know, I've gotten kind of attached to the design, so I might just play around with something.
Fair enough. Let's see. Then the necromancer summon a bunch of skeletons that kills people in horrible and cringy skeleton jokes.
I got a female where that came from. It's a real
Whippy, man.
I have a feeling that when I finally do get to play Undertale, as soon as I'm done with Dead Space.
But you've never played Undertale still?
Never ever! And I've met that goal from my last year's donathon.
Bruh!
But I will get to that, okay? It's just man.
You gotta
This
stop
reminds
playing
me-
Dead Space!
Hey, at least I...
Listen, Undertale is not a long game! You can complete it in an afternoon!
Well, I didn't know that Dead Space would take months to finish it, and I'm still on the process of it.
Yeah, I'm also gonna be real.
You know, you could
might
take a break
enough.
from playing Cult of the Lamb. And oh yeah! What about that Hat in Time playthrough you promised me, huh?
Hold on a minute.
Or how about playing against me in Dragon Ball Fighters, huh? You know, when I bought you the game?
Okay, I think this bit's running long.
Okay, I'm done.
Are you alright, dear?
Okay, I'm done. Hey, Steve. We're bullying the
Steve.
Miki.
I've noticed.
Yes. Anyway, are you alright, dear?
Maybe. I got a lot of promises to keep.
She's fine.
Maybe.
But yeah, we will get to that when we get to that. I was about to say, ironically, the first time I played Galleon, which was prior to this game, was a one-shot with our mutual friend Sed. Well, it was supposed to be a one-shot, turned into more like a three-shot. And ironically enough, we ended up picking up an allied PC who was basically the head, who was basically a skeleton who we ended up fighting at one point, and he ended up surrendering, and he ended up being Sans.
Chat, we are not inflicting inflation on the innkeeper.
What did you just say?
What the hell?
What?
I'm good.
What did you just say?
I'm good.
I said, chat, we are not inflicting inflation on the innkeeper.
I reiterate. What did you just say?
Anyways, chat has spoken. Jay, you're going into the jar.
I regret nothing.
Those are your last words.
To be fair, those are probably some of the best last words you could have. I regret nothing.
Hang on, seriously, what is this from Retro Fox Sound? That don't work often. We need Shad to say something to inflate. What?
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 See, I was just responding to what the chat said.
Yes.
Did you mean
Yes,
to say? Is that supposed to be say? Is that supposed to say Chad, or were you referring to me?
No, chat.
voice
chat.
blinding.
C-H-A-T.
Well, why
Voice
was Retro
blinding
Fox Sound
specifically.
saying Shad there?
No, it might have been like something from the microphone, I guess. I meant to say chat.
Communication.
I said chat.
Regardless, regardless, that is one of the things that is explicitly off the list of allowed stuff.
And that's why I said that. Jeez.
Anyway,
I-
moving swiftly along. This is going to be the armor that's going to test the living daylights out of me for sure. Hello? The pillow was for Jay. Fair enough. But still,
Well, I mean, you missed.
Not to mention, I kind of, it was in a deflated state. Miki
I
was
do-
so flat, I suggest that you, Shad, say something funny that would inflate Miki back. Oh!
Using comedy, I assume?
Most likely comedy. That's the one thing that makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
As somebody who's kind of into that, this is why I keep quiet about it, because of weird spots like this.
Oh.
I'm sorry, into what now?
Anyways,
Dude.
moving swiftly along!
We are moving along.
Let's forget that happened and get back to what we were talking about. Anyways, how's this commission coming along, Miki?
I'm gonna most likely do a thing by going for thick lines, and then once I'm finally done, I'm gonna scale it down and then tweak some changes into it. This way, the reason I do this is kind of supposed to help speed things along when it comes to my line art, but yeah,
But yeah,
it could have been better.
the skeletal structure in the armor reminds me of this one Monster Hunter armor set. I think it's in World, but I think it might be in Wilds. The Deaths
It has
set
been a
that
while.
basically covers you in skeletal armor.
Hmm.
I mean, it has been a hot I think this is going to be my first time drawing somebody in a skeleton armor, which, is not going to be an easy job, that's for sure, because we're talking about, an armor that has a lot of segmented joints and lots of parts that are all, lots of bones that require some level of detailing, but simplified to a degree
Well,
that's
speaking
easy
of-
to draw back. Yes?
Speaking of, do you think that armor is weak to sticks and stones?
According to Savage, this armor is, helpful for him. Let me actually go into player notes.
I think the
It's
joke went
classified
over
as
your
a
head.
medium
Yeah.
armor.
The joke went right over your head, Miki.
Oh, yeah, God. I have a good...
I said the armor was weak to sticks and stones.
Alright, let's let it work, eh?
It went over her head because she's short.
That did not help my at
You're-
all because
You're 5'1", you're the same height as Mario canonically.
Whoa, what are you on?
Yes, you are! You're the same height as Italian Plumber Man!
My favorite last words are, "You have no idea what you've done." Can a stick or a stone beat the armor classic question?
The classic last words. What's the worst that could happen? Ow, cats.
Alright,
Point
what are you
biting.
doing?
I am sticking out my finger and she is play biting, but her fangs are sharp.
My dog was play fighting with me earlier and her nails are sharp.
I think the girls didn't do anything like that to us in our end. Well, Joe got a little bit clingy earlier at today's stream, but I think they were fighting over the scratchboard couch that Steve and I got for them yesterday.
Hmm.
Context time. Steve and I decided to go do some grocery shopping yesterday, and we decided to go visit a different store for a change of pace. And we saw on the shelves that they were actually selling scratch boards, but one of them looks like a form of a couch. So we decided to actually get that for them because why not? And I think Grace was the first one that takes a liking to it, but according to Steve, Joe kind of bullied Grace off so she could actually take the scratchboard couch.
Ouch.
It literally is a case of, Mom says it's my turn to take the couch.
Mom says it's my turn on the couch.
I have to quote the meme. I have to quote it. Mother,
It is my turn to turn on the Xbox.
Mother, it is my turn on the Nintendo.
Hi, Savage.
Savage?
Hey, Savage!
Savage! Hi!
Newey, friends, and chat.
Hi!
hello.
Good grief, it is him in the flesh!
Him!
Indeed.
Pleasure to be making your acquaintance, Mr. Savage, sir.
A pleasure is. Likewise.
You could have just said the pleasure is all mine, but okay.
It's nice to meet you, but it's even nicer to meet me.
I'm not on the clock. Words escape me right now.
Hey, I'm not on the clock either, as I'm currently unemployed.
Mood.
Mood. But
I have-
anyways,
I've also posted Cat in the Pits channel.
oh. Okay, hang tight. I just got a message back from Sam, a few minutes ago. I'll try to pop in for a bit. Doom watching the news at the oh, fiddlesticks, right.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Well,
Gotta love our world leaders being boneheads, huh?
Ah, yes, the millennial pastime before
Where'd that come from? What?
Anyways, not referring to anyone in particular. No, not at
Yeah,
all.
let's divert.
Let-
this is a break
let's-
from the normal world. You guys are feel free to just relax and chill for a bit, you know?
Yeah,
It's a way
once upon a
reject reality, embrace
In.
fur bulge.
What? No!
Now, we will not take the fur bulge.
wrong
Why would-
character.
why
That's
would-
Ness, not Somnus.
Why would Nessa need the fur bulge? She has the real thing.
I was about to say, wrong character. We're focusing on Somnus right now. And we don't have an
Hang
appropriate
on.
rare comparison, so...
Oh, I could think of one.
No, don't you dare!
Shut through the heart and you're to blame.
No.
Please, no! I can only handle some.
I have completely lost my train of thought now.
As have I. Shot through the heart and you're to blame. You're giving this half-elf a bad name.
I mean, look, to me, is it because of how of the piece I did since last night and shared it to the masses, and is still surprised that
It doesn't
post kind
hurt.
of blew up?
It doesn't help.
I mean, it wasn't specifically because of that, but it does come to mind. But yeah, what I was going to say, I'm completely unrelated on. Before we had Doom scrolling, us millennials had Doom watching, where we would literally just zone out in front of the TV for hours on end on whatever channel we happened to choose.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
all you '90s kids with your Doom, you modern kids with your Doom scrolling and your Doom watching and all that shit. You know, my generation. I totally joking here. You know, what my generation was into Doom wads.
Doom was. I get it. Ah! It's funny, because I have somebody-
scrolling. We just
It's actually funny because I have the original shareware.
Exactly. You see, Jay here knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, see, I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
That's enough new sphere. Golem, play Diablo 2 soundtrack. Okay, yep. No, that's Diablo. Lol, that's a different kind of meat. Okay,
It's Jay here knows what's up, my man.
My man. Oh, I also gotta tell you, guess what I named the folder containing the wads?
What?
In here, Doom. Yep, I had to go for the color of money reference.
Oh, my lord. Suddenly this inn just got even more livelier. But
That's one way to
yes,
put it.
okay. I finally decided to switch the music from New Sphere to Diablo 2 music because as someone who plays Diablo 2 a lot, it's my jam. It also helps a lot when it comes to this campaign that Somnus, Nessa, Gelly, and Rhea are in.
Yes.
Solace is also interesting in that it's the good approach to necromancy, and not like the you usually hear somebody come along with, well, technically healing magic is just holy necromancy. No, I mean, like, this is someone who works with the dead in the name of good.
You know what? That's actually kind of sick.
In the name of balance. Since the whole point of the order is, and what's based on is supposed to be about balance between good and evil, just fulfilling a part of a natural cycle that has currently been broken due to the
That's a good
gods.
point. Yeah, I'm so used to associating balance with good because the world is inherently out of balance in the direction of evil at the moment.
Yes.
So
in this campaign, yes.
although it would be interesting to consider that it's prior to that apocalyptic time, at some point the balance must have involved sometimes doing acts of evil to maintain it.
No, the order did not exist in those before times. The Order of Gonko only developed in response to the fact that there were no gods, there were no ferrymen, no judges, nobody was helping souls on the other side, which means that basically if a soul couldn't find their way to wherever they're supposed to go, they went nowhere.
Sounds like a realm of true anarchy.
Yes.
The way
That's what you get when you have demons.
yeah, pretty much.
Sounds very well
Best case
thought out.
scenario.
It could make for a very excellent book. You'll have to forgive me. My inner bookworm is coming out here.
No problem.
I'm an
There's
aspiring
nothing wrong
author.
I like to put a lot of thought into certain things. Like mostly, I was given the premise. Our friend Sam was the initial one who wanted to be in a campaign, and said they wanted something similar to Diablo. So, knowing nothing about Diablo, I basically tried to glean what it was that she wanted, that had what aspects of it to use and which to not use, and sort of work around.
Sounds like how Miki felt when going into the Mario campaign with me and the others.
Yeah, because I know I know my currency for Mario knowledge is very meager. Like, the only game I ever played from Mario was Super Mario World.
Honestly, solid pick.
Yeah.
And so I was actually so it was a miracle that I was able to play as Violette.
And yet she became a fan favorite.
And to be fair, I genuinely thought that Bud and the others would be fan favorites, not Violette.
It's so interesting because, like, your character really stepped up and had some amazing development. Like, don't sell yourself short on your acting either. Oh my goodness, my heart was being wrenched.
Yeah, okay. It's just that I try my best to stay humbled where I can, because it's so easy to fall into the pit trap that is, the ego trip.
No, believe me, I get it. Listen, as a theater nerd, I get it.
It's just that I've been trying my best to, make sure I don't go extra where I can when it comes to TTRPGs. It's why I decided to take up note-taking when it comes to Savage's games, because it actually helps me keep me in track. The only downside is that when it's finally my turn to roleplay, I stop recording for a brief minute.
Oof.
But hey, it helps.
Honestly, real though.
There are few things to a DM more wonderful and horrifying than their player's memory.
Yes.
You know what? That's fair.
Let's see.
Wait, this is what you thought their campaign was?
No, I mean, hey, I'm stammering again. I'm being a goober again. I did.
Breathe, damn you!
No, I refuse. Wait, Viola is my fave of yours, not because of the campaign, but because she's generally amazing. She's my top 3 in the Mario campaign. Oh, that's actually lovely.
See, I told you, fan favorite.
You know, someday I would actually love to have a campaign that's hosted into my channel, but that's a bit of a pipe dream until then. For now, I just enjoy just being part of the games that I'm in right now, and if I have to, they're most likely going to be recorded and be released to my Patreon for free.
Yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Although, if you ever get that started, please hit me up. I'd love to be a part of it.
Fair enough.
Same here for the DMC.
I have been busy these days. I have been busy trying to do the colored portraits for the player characters. Speaking of, I have made a dent of progress with nope, I'm not showing that one in public. Okay, dear, if you're still present, what do you think of
Yes.
the color scheme for Zorak?
I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Splendid.
So, genuine question. When both Steve and Dave are here, whenever you say dear, do they ever get confused as to who you're referring to?
She gets confused.
I'm trying my best to fix where I can, considering the fact that I slated Hun for Steve and Dear for Dave, because it's the closest thing that also is suited to their names, sort of. Now, Miki does the goober. No, I'm not a goober. I think.
Yes, you are.
And Portal Master, hi, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
You are savage today, Jay, and I'm not talking about savage. What is up with you?
I don't know what I took today. Maybe it's my ADHD meds.
If anything, those meds are making you more ADHD. What the heck?
Huh, that's actually kind of concerning.
Take yourself and get swallow some cement and harden the hell up!
Alright, time to do an ad break because we are
Concreta.
now here. Where's the ad? There we
Yeah,
go.
I don't know what is up with me today. I guess I'm in a mood today.
Seems like
All
it.
right,
We all
doing a
have
little
our
bit-
moments.
I'm doing a little bit of catch up. One of you was asking about an armor for Monster Hunter involving like a skeleton or something.
That's
I was busy eating earlier, but I posted the answer. We were referring to Valhazak, the one with the fluvium power.
Oh no, I was actually asking about the armor in the commission, and I was making a joke about
This
I was
one.
making a joke about,
I
would it be weak to sticks and stones?
I believe he was actually referring to me referencing the armor, and yeah, I think that Death Stench for Valhazak is the one, but I'm actually referring to the wild
Yeah,
variant
I
of
was
Death
referring to
Stench.
him.
Ah, my apologies.
And then earlier you were talking about Reaper designs, and I'm literally trying to get in the middle of trying to get one, but it takes a while to traverse this path. It'll be
I got
like
you.
another 2 minutes.
But yeah, another thing would probably be just going over the party as well.
In fact, since both of you are here, Steve, Dave, would you kindly talk about your characters and what you played as for this dark fantasy game, or as its actual name is called, the Tale of Two Tones?
You want to go first, Dave?
Sure. So, let's see. As I said, it's not the first time that I went with Galleon as a character. The first time was that one-shot turn 3 shot. But Gelion as a character was basically an introduction to playing as a fighter, which is all well and good, but he is also something of a joke character because he is a play off of my original way back in the day when I used to actually have a World of Warcraft account. I used to main a dwarf by the name of Gelion. So Gelion is a play on him, and his whole thing is that he is obsessed with this one supposed...
Uh-oh.
Alright, which one of you's under arrest?
Not me!
I mean, I'm currently blowing shit up. It might be me.
It might be a house
What
gremlin.
the hell is going on outside? Jesus Christ. It's a single fire truck. Why is it so loud?
Because it's a fire truck and it usually has to barrel through traffic.
I mean, it's a fire truck. Yeah.
Also, you Americans have supersized ones as well, although we have them here in Canada as well, but either way.
Wait,
that's a
so
different
like the big red fire trucks that we have in the States are not the standard?
Not anymore. European fire engines are generally of smaller size and capacity. They generally just use precision and storage, and like they tightly pack everything, and they technically have less powerful hoses, but you never need the hose at full power realistically. But the advantage of that is that European fire engines have the ability to do things like using bicycle lanes and or other shorter lanes to get around traffic, which makes them more efficient. Anyway, tangent completely over. Yeah, my autism at its finest. So Gelion is literally just a character who's obsessed with a supposed ancestor that nobody else seems to know about and or insists doesn't exist in the form of this dwarf and attempts to imitate him. The result is basically a dwarf who has a beard that looks like... Have you ever seen Jesse Cox's little chibi icon that he has for his YouTube channel?
It has been a hot minute.
Let me see if I can dig that up. For those of you unfamiliar with Jesse Cox, he's basically gaming commentator. I discovered him back when he was doing content with Total Biscuit back when he was still alive.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Godspeed, you magnificent bastard.
Yeah, so I'm gonna post the thumbnail here in the TV chat too. This is going to be so weird out of context.
Well, it does. You know what? Maybe if it'll also help that I briefly show Gillian, so that way the chat will have an idea, and then I'll bring Jesse Cox's image.
Yeah, but yeah, for those of you who can see TV chat too in the end, basically, the whole idea is by Dwarven standards, this isn't a beard. By Dwarven standards, this is what you would call
Peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz?
Yeah, pretty much. You may have also noticed he has the Dwarven equivalent of a man bun.
There we go. This is Gillian, aka Dave's character.
Yes, his equipment has updated somewhat since this initial picture, but this is what he looked like at the start of the campaign. By Dwarven standards, he's also literally a runt. Considering that dwarves live for several hundred years.
Well, speaking of, since I need a refresher in that, how long is a dwarf's lifespan, and what's
About
the
300, 400 years, I think.
And what's the age that they're when it's basically that they're considered as adults?
That I don't know.
Let's see.
Oops. Okay, let me go ahead and fix this. I may have to
Google
change
this.
the face just a little bit because I know Gillian
Dwarves,
is a tween, but continue.
Dwarves mature at the same rate as humans, but they're still considered young until they reach the age of 50.
Makes sense.
So technically...
Finally.
So technically, Gillian, who is 40 years old, is
A whelp.
He's a whelp, but he is very much a full adult.
So, like a young adult, then.
Yes, by dwarven standards, he is what you would call a young adult, but equivalent to a human in his early 20s.
Okay, finally. Okay, I was playing guys catch up. You were talking about Reaper designs earlier. Here, I put something in the stream chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Is that Sea of Thieves?
I think so.
I can tell just from the graphical rendering.
And okay, this is a terrible way to showcasing the Valhazak armor, but
But it
I
is a
think
good
it is-
Reaper.
it is kind of close. Savage, what do you think?
Let's see here. There is definitely some similarities. Ultimately, it's Sam who described it to me. What it was, and sort of I just adapted and went with what made the most sense. And it just so happens that there's a D&D set of armor that's bone themed. So I just used that.
It's a miracle that thing was you were able to find that in time, isn't it?
It was very, very helpful.
Yeah, coming back to Gellion, the big thing, as I say, with him is he's basically like a joke version of this character, and the whole idea is rather than being the serious hero, he's a young character who is enamored with the idea of being a hero.
So, about that.
He has no idea. He has yet to see, get that ugly truth onto him yet. It hasn't sunken in.
Not that. I mean, remember early arc button?
All right.
Yeah, yes, there seem to be some character comparisons there. But yeah, if things work out the way that I hope they do, there will be a very serious moment of realization.
I thought that moment of realization would get to Gillian upon his first death.
Not quite.
But
He may have died, and he recognizes that death is serious, but... Sorry, brother just texted me, 1 second.
But yes, would you guys believe us that our that despite our player, we are a band of heroes who travel through this gobbledygook of a campaign. Two of our player characters actually died, but they sort of got back, somewhat.
They got better.
They got better.
With quotation marks.
Resurrection magic is indeed a thing.
But what's this? Maybe we should actually share the story about that one. As soon as Steve is actually done, as soon as Steve gets to talk about his character for that campaign.
Of course.
On?
Yes.
Would you like to talk about Rhea to the class?
Yeah, sure. Rhea was, well, she didn't know this before, but recently learned that she is the product of a Goliath and a changeling. But she did not know she was had changeling blood until very recently. As for what she is considered a Goliath wizard.
Which is something a little bit out of the orthodox, because you think that when it comes to Goliath, they'd be something in the likes of barbarians or fighters or anything that's, damage dealing.
To be fair, she does have a single level in barbarian, mostly for the sake of AC.
But,
yeah, but the rest of it is a graviturgy wizard, so she deals with gravity and such. And the way I figured it is that it's one, the good old-fashioned meme of the muscle wizard.
I cast fist.
I cast fist because she has unarmed fighting too. I don't use it much these days, but the flavor is there. The second part is essentially a case of this person uses gravity magic. In order to be extremely proficient with it, you probably need to be physically strong. At least that's how I see it.
Which he also showcases that time and time again.
Mm-hmm. And as of now, she is essentially, the idea being, she is looking for those who can join her clan, since for all intents and purposes, her tribe is that of an Amazonian type.
It's for several of the different, especially the ones that are considered to be more quote-unquote exotic races, because they already had low numbers to begin with, did not take the post-apocalypse particularly well.
No.
Their numbers are within hundreds to maybe a few thousands at most.
Which is pretty bad.
As such, they want to, as you would want to do, rebuild your numbers. So, but obviously, not everyone can live up to the lifestyle of that of a Goliath. So she's extended invitations only to a select few. Those she is determined have strength, whether that be strength of mind, strength of body, or strength of will. And she was also looking for someone who would fit those definitions for her. And who fit those definitions? None other than Somnus, our spunky little wizard friend who has the spunk of essentially well, I don't want to say a chihuahua because that implies insults.
No, and I know your stats with small dogs. I know
Correct.
you.
That sounds like an all bark, no bite situation.
Oh, this little guy does indeed have bite. And I say little because here's the thing. Even by Goliath standards, Rhea is massive. She is a full 8 feet tall. And her mother is a head taller than her.
Let that sink in.
Hang on, let me grab a thing.
I think if anything... Wait, I just realized something. In fact, there's an image you actually did that showcases that, huh, hon?
Oh, yeah. Hang on, let me actually find that.
And Dark Angel, hi! It's nice seeing you again. How are you? Let's see. We're currently drawing a commission order for a client who's actually one of the player characters of the campaign that Steve and I and Dave are. There's so many ribs in this one shoulder alone. We also have this one gag when it comes to the when it comes to the campaign when Rhea and Somnus, should they ever flirt or talk to each other, I would actually make us an interjection by just saying, "Don't squish the twig."
Rhea already has on several occasions.
He has the one spy. He only has the one. Don't squish the twig. No.
All right.
That character you're working on looks like they have a bone to pick with someone. Well, if your character's a necromancer, you gotta sell the point. You gotta sell the look.
He's got a bone to pick with you.
Let's see. Alright.
I regretfully have to dip because I require sustenance.
Fair enough. You come... It's good to see you again, Shads. You take care now.
Catch you later.
Too.
But, yes, and, have you showcased the image? Because I'm going to show it to the class.
Hang on, I'm working on it.
Wait, hold on a second. I think I can sort of find it. It's in artwork, so...
Yeah, I found the one with the two of them, but I want to show each of them individually before I show them next to each other.
Oh. I was going to beat you to the punch in that one, but okay.
Alright.
I guess while Steve is working on Rhea and her mother... I think it's my turn to actually tell about my character for this campaign. In this is the one campaign where I finally get to play as Nessa earnestly. From how I wanted her to. That she is a meek. She is a meek, soft-spoken, shy young woman, but she's also very anxious to boot, given the circumstances of her life. An event caused Nessa to basically go missing for 2 years, and when she finally has been freed from it, she is basically a near shell of her former self from the girl who she used to be, and is basically trying to return to her family after she has not seen them for over 2 years. And it's there that she got to meet the party in the outpost of Specia of this said world. And one journey down to south where her family lives, we encountered a lot. It is also there that the party also learns the extension of, Nessa's condition. Basically, she has been cursed that whenever she tries to use her cantrip, it kind of morphs and changes to a different magic, and it also gave her a significant amount of pain. She has no idea how to cure this curse on her, and it wasn't until we actually stopped by in the stronghold of Amor that we actually got some sense of progress by meeting a particular man who was in that said stronghold. 3 guesses who this person is.
Santa Claus.
Ron Romero.
Good luck.
All right.
But yeah, that is where we got to finally meet Fergus, and he actually and he eventually joins with us in the party because he wants to, and he also wants to help out Ness because he's also involved with what was the one who's responsible for the said curse. And and because of this, our party is basically complete with 5 people in it. And we actually traveled furthermore into this dark post-apocalyptic world. But we also learned that Fergus also has skeletons in his own closet when we finally stopped by in the Necropolis, aka the city of the dead, where the Onco live. And that is where Fergus got to learn a little important info about his past from his dead parents, mind you. Savage, would you kindly explain to us what happened in that one?
Yes, I could do so. So, the necropolis is... Also, hello.
Go on.
So, the necropolis is effectively the major stronghold for the Onco. These reapers, these necromancers, these guides to souls. It is also very much on the borderline between the material and ethereal plane. So summoning spirits is exceptionally easy. In fact, there's also a part where, due to the weakening of the dimensional boundaries, due to the whole demons thing, part of the river Styx flows into a river nearby the necropolis. And as such, spirits can much more easily come back and contact people who they have at least some sort of attachment to, or some sort of connection to, or who they feel can solve a burning issue for them. Even if a spirit does go to the other side, that doesn't mean that necessarily that the regrets they have or the unfinished business disappear. So they often ask travelers in this area to help them with their unfinished business for a reward or so. or in the case of Fergus, to effectively tell him about what is happening, what is going to happen, and remind him of his requirements and responsibility to deal with it. Effectively, Fergus's grandfather has gone mad. He is now plotting to attack and conquer, if not outright wipe out, another tribe.
Reyes tribe.
Correct. And as his grandson, as the heir to this throne of the High King of Furbolgs, he has a responsibility to end this.
Which is easier said than done because Fergus is genuinely terrified of his grandfather, who once upon a time wasn't a mad king, wasn't a big asshole, if you will. He used to be a much more benevolent king when he had his family by his side, especially his wife. However, a raid once upon a time in the past wiped out most of his family and took the love of his life from him. And this is an accumulation over the years of untreated grief. Did it actually slowly turn the Firbolg King into the tyrant that is now? And Fergus never got to know his family proper because he was an infant when his family was lost to that raid. And Fergus ran away from the Wild Coast for a reason, because he wants to get away from his said grandfather. But that was not a very easier said than done thing, isn't it, Savage?
Yes, effectively, part of that grief that the Firbolg King had was basically him becoming, at least in the beginning, much of a drill sergeant hard-ass who wanted Fergus to be a warrior, to be strong, to be the greatest, most powerful fighter he could be. And Fergus, despite having talent in combat and fighting, doesn't like it. And in fact, because he was pushed in that direction and forced into it, openly has distaste for using weapons in combat. He's very much more wanted to be a poet, an artist. You could probably say that in a free and open environment, he probably would have ended up becoming a bard rather than a war cleric. But ultimately, he was, under the thumb of his grandfather, and who basically controlled his life and effectively was constantly pushing him either to fall in line or to actually manage to challenge and take him on, which he didn't want to do either of those things. So eventually he did manage to escape, and there he sort of reinvented himself and became a cleric and kind of a spy, since while he wanted to just be an actor or to be a performer, he definitely felt he had skills that could be used for helping others in ways that he couldn't help his fellow tribesmen back in his homeland.
And it did actually pay off to a degree, considering the fact that it's also how he was able to actually get to be with Ness in the first place. Because when Ness finally had escaped, it was not a very easy endeavor. It wasn't until by pure chance when she escaped to the woods that she was not only saved by 7 dwarves who were actually doing research, late night research at that time, but it is also there that she also got to meet Fergus. Because, well, I like to think that the reason he's with the said dwarves in the first place was because of there was some report that there's darker things that happen late at night, and it's not very wise to let them go do their business during so.
Yes, because he is naturally charismatic and naturally is good at disguising. He is also good for surveillance and infiltration on various cults, including Basilisk Rose.
The very cult that was responsible to what caused Ness the way it is. Boy howdy, as much as I want to go more into that, we'll be here all day. So, we actually did go to the Wild Coast. We also got to see Rhea's family again. And it is there.
Yeah. I've also posted it in the TV chat.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. So let me go grab this right away. This is Steve's character, Rhea. And this is Rhea's mother, if you will. And if you actually put them all together into one image, yep. Like I said, Rhea's 8 feet, well, like what Steve says, Rhea is 8 feet tall, and her mother's a head taller than her. Let that kind of sink in.
Yeah, and
That was Tuesday for me.
to put it more into perspective, every Goliath has a deed name. For example, with her time learning how to carve runes and such, Rhea, or Therea, as her full name implies, is Root Carver. Meanwhile, with this one, whose name, by the way, is Tyrith, gained a new name after punching a demon into submission. Not defeat, submission.
Crazy.
Which, that completely tracks, because that's kind of how demons operate anyway.
Yep. Once all was said and done, she gained a new new deed name, Tyrith Orbone.
Oh.
And there's probably not intentionally, but subconsciously, probably a lot of parallels and also contrasts that I made with Rhea's mother and Fergus's grandfather.
Yeah?
Yes. And that they're both strict, they are tough, they are leading a tribe that's of giantkin that are, in difficult, that are just one very, very bad raid from being made extinct. It's just differences in how they handled and processed and worked in those things and were affected by various things.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, but you guys carry on, okay? I'll be right back.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
The thing that separates Tyrith from Fergus's grandmother is, at least for now, Tyrith is capable of compassion. It doesn't come out often, but she can do it.
Yes. And luckily, despite the fact that he is a thin little rail twink, Somnus has been able to, in the campaign, prove himself.
Thus gaining his own deed name, Somnus Titanslayer.
Also, while the Miki is gone, I will fulfill the joke that I came up with much earlier in text chat.
Oh?
Oh? Which text chat?
The main Twitch chat.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You're not wrong.
And as for your question, Melanie Manticore, it is at first it's tricky, but also kind of fun. Eventually, after you play it enough, the improvisation part of my brain just clicked on, and I realized, hey, I can just spout all sorts of bullshit and other ideas straight from my head. Now, over time, you become able to piece out better ideas from bad ones and be able to have more in-depth and better ideas as things go on, but ultimately it's just that, and it actually works perfectly for me because as a storyteller, I like world building, I like making threats and monsters and what have you. Not so much in making main characters, which luckily players are able to fill in for.
Intriguing, because I kind of do a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I mean, you know, because I do that for writing. And the idea of, you know, DMing definitely appeals to me because, I definitely want to tell, like, you know, big stories with fun twists and turns here and there. But I don't know how much of the chaos I'd be able to handle.
It's definitely something where you need to... where there's a lot of factors that need to go into it naturally. You need to have... you need to have a friend group, and you need to be able to work with and be able to all understand what everyone wants. And
yes, the one impossible requirement. I need to have friends.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Jokes aside, though, it definitely sounds like it would be a lot of fun. Like, I want to write things like my own Super Mario-themed campaign, or even like a Zelda-themed one.
But funny enough, I've recently been following a new D&D book that kind of has me interested in wanting to get into DMing.
it is definitely a highlight. You can know because I run currently 4 campaigns a week, and I would run more if there were more days in the week.
The books actually caught my attention because it's more sci-fi focused than, you know, the typical fantasy style of things.
Spelljammer?
You know what's interesting? I also really would like to run a campaign that's inspired by Chrono Trigger. That's actually my favorite JRPG of all time.
No, it's not Spelljammers, actually. It's Neon Odyssey.
Oh.
Which... yeah, it's a third-party rule set, but it's 5e compatible, and it looks so much my style.
Okay, so let's see. I think Somnus looks pretty good in terms of line art. Yes, Savage?
He wants you to check the chat.
Check the chat. The alternative to...
Yeah, I can't even be mad about that. It's true.
No. Oh, no. Okay, you win this one, Savage.
I'm actually gonna link the site page for the books in TV chat.
Oh,
Is a very interesting bit of Somnus, his arc, and his order that has not yet been addressed yet. I think is going to be very interesting.
Say what? I thought that was, kind of said and done when we did the Necropolis arc and the Helltown.
I was pointing... No. I was saying the friends here and the chat don't know it.
Oh. Ah.
Namely...
saying something that I don't know.
Yes, namely, one of the big revelations one has when they go through their initiation, where basically they become from an acolyte to a full-blown Reaper, where they earn their scythe, so to speak, is going through an outer body experience where they are technically dead, and they discover an important secret that basically, all while there are living people who are Reapers on the material side, on the ethereal side, every Reaper that dies effectively continues to do their duty in the afterlife. Meaning that they have no afterlife of their own because they are busy guiding others. And until the status quo changes, until there is some other force that's able to guide souls and hand them out, that is going to be their eternity.
Yep. That's waiting for Somnus when he fully, truly kicked the bucket. The one time he was resurrected doesn't count.
No.
And boy howdy, do we have stories when it comes to how those two died, Gellion and Somnus.
I almost died.
Sorry. Oh yeah. So yeah, Galleon basically had the life sucked out of him by, what was it again?
A succubus. Okay, context time. We had to stop in the city of Amor. We had to investigate a pharmacy, if you will, a pharmacy, an apothecary, if you will, where there has been reports of people passing along a significant drug. One which that actually boosts your strength and numbs down your pain and gives you euphoria, but it comes with a heavy cost once the drug system is finally over. And this has been a thing that haunts significant people, Ness especially, because she knew where this drug is from. Basilisk Rose. And
yes, we're all familiar with meth.
But yes, one investigation after another by destroying the facility that's making the drug. We're about to clean up some loose ends, if you will, and only to arrive to a chamber that is underneath this apothecary. A mysterious woman in purple actually congratulates us for finding them, and also spotted Ness, realizing her as the lady's favorite, if you will. Ness was terrified, obviously, and Succubus, in her words, says, "I'm going to have fun playing with you before I turn you to my master." And thus transforms into her succubus form, bringing out the imps, and everyone has to fight. Fergus,
all I can say is roll for flipping initiative. Jeez.
And Fergus was with us, and he helped us a lot, but unfortunately, in the midst of combat, the succubus lures Gellion, and she really did suck the life out of him, turning him into a husk, and died.
Yep. Okay, but did he enjoy it before he died?
No.
No! But yeah, Fergus was there. He came in clutch and res Gellion right there. But it did left Gellion to some level of trauma afterwards. How would you describe that, dear?
Sorry, what was that?
How would you? What was Gellion's feelings like after he got resurrected?
Casting my mind back, I remember there being a lot of shock and retrospective on that, and yeah, that did definitely put a lot of caution into his character for a while, which ironically enough is partly my fault, because as it turns out, your character isn't that strong as a fighter when you forget to add your proficiency bonus to your weapon attacks.
Oof.
He was fighting left-handed the whole time.
Honey, I
Yeah.
am left-handed.
Dad's been having much.
The whole time.
And he's been having a lot more success since then.
Yes, which is great from a roleplay perspective because I get to build. Because he now has a whole bunch of legendary weapons because dwarf fantasizing about being a hero going in search of ancient relics is a great plot point.
Yes.
And B, because of that, it basically gives him the excuse to build back that, what's the word I'm looking for? Hubris?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. It's something where becoming a hero is a lot more difficult than it at first would seem. Particularly when, there are naturally some weaknesses to fighters, including, sometimes lower than average wisdom, and thus a propensity for being charmed.
Yes, that was how he ended up being killed by the succubus in the first instance.
Yes.
But yeah, there's also just the thing of... It hasn't happened yet, but in the story, there needs to be an understanding of the difference between being a hero and being the image of a hero. Anybody can stand up and look glorious, even if they've done glorious deeds. It's another thing to actually put oneself at risk to protect people and think about the consequences of doing the opposite.
Which he's got
Indeed.
a long way to go with that one.
And that's actually something that Button actually ended up learning the hard way because he tried to take shortcuts to power.
Yeah, so Gillian also has to learn that lesson at some point.
I hope Nessa and Fergus stay together forever. Aw, shucks, I mean...
Aww, we got a shipper.
Oh,
They're working at it.
If only you get to listen to the recordings that, when it comes to their moments. Well, recordings during the middle of the Necropolis arc and forward, because if I want to release a podcast of that campaign, I'm gonna have to make a big recap video, a fat recap video.
You
No
could,
kidding.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could try doing things other animated series a la Fool's Gold.
I mean, that is the thought. I actually have been considering doing that approach.
That's always a possibility.
It is a big chunky it is going to be a big chunky recap because we're talking about a recap video that is about okay, hold on. About 18 sessions worth of recaps. 18
Good
sessions
grief.
worth of recapping what the handbasket happened before we actually reach a significant point. Because I tell you, I just can't wait to actually. I had a feeling you might have the kick of it when you listen to Ness taking on Rhea's challenge of, chugging a lot of mead because she doesn't like being looked down on or being told what she can and can't do. Because that get segues to how I rolled a nat 1 when it comes to her drinking and introducing people to boldness.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep. She's a different being compared to normalness. Because, oh boy, I don't want to. I don't know if I should recap it here. I don't know if I should
Just
recap.
save that for later.
Yeah,
Let's just say she sounds a lot more bold. Let's go with that.
I think she did. Her actions are a lot more louder than words in that one. But nothing else happened after that. It's just Nez being bratish and bold. Like when she was drunk, she actually sets her drink down with a loud thud and just stands up quickly, adjusts herself, and then quickly sits down on Fergus's lap. And not before she actually, and after that, she also did the thing where she, and I shit you not, she actually, straddles on Fergus's lap to actually look him straight in the eye and telling him that, what she can't, that he can't be, that she doesn't like to be told what she can and can't do. Only to Fergus to just, say to the people, "Excuse me, gentlemen," as he holds Ness by his two hands, lifts her up, just the moment he stands up and they're on their way, with Ness screaming, things like, "Stop! You put me down! I'm not going to bed yet! You put me down! You put me down! I'm fine!" Yep. Like I said, boldness is a different being to normalness.
Mm-hmm.
All because, and this whole thing happened because I baited the dice gods and they gave me a nat 1.
Now the question is, did he return after?
He did, once Ness is finally, situated, just to tell the party that she's, passed out from being drunk.
Good.
But they did have a cute moment, where drunk Ness actually said sober words that normal Ness couldn't at that point. By just, first, you can call me anything that you want. Just not darling, at least until I'm ready for that. Secondly, I want you to hold me. Thirdly, I want you to kiss me into the face until I'm blue in the face. Fourthly, I want you to hold me and she just become inebriated onto his chest.
And finally...
No! They didn't do that! They didn't! Oh, goodness gracious.
I literally just asked if they didn't. Come on!
They did it! None of that actually happened to them in that state.
Not like that, anyway.
Not like that
came
anyway.
later.
It's just that.
Listen, Fergus wouldn't take advantage of her like that. Come on.
No, they just they just basically made out until Ness finally passed out from being drunk.
I am very much aware. I was at that table, so relax.
You goober! Okay.
Yes.
But I think this looks pretty good for Somnus's body. We've only got to draw his out his form. I've yet to draw out the scythe because that's a later Mickey's problem. She'll actually figure something out. I'm sure she could take it, I think. Isn't that right, future Mickey? You're welcome! Oh, goodness, gravity. We're an ad break. Forgot to actually put that up there. But, so, yeah. What do you guys think of Somnus's look so far? And,
Not bad at all.
And listening to who our characters are and bits and pieces of our adventures.
Honestly, really tickles the funny bones in a way.
I mean, in this said campaign, that whole segment I shared about with Boldness, that takes place after Fergus and Ness, became an established couple. And, boy, and it's also in that said campaign that this kind of event did happen long before that, if you will. And it really is cute. And I can't wait for us to get back into Laskai Sai again. Well, due to the circumstances of where we are, we might end up passing by there, right, Savage?
Quite likely. Which does bring up a point. While there are no gods within this fallen world, there are demigods who, again, like others, have tried to pick up the slack.
So
with the lack
in
of
that
actual
case,
deities.
did they probably had some epic battles, right? Like maybe against giant crabs. But then again, can a demigod really beat a decapod?
They can, and they have.
They taste great.
And though typically they don't do much fighting because literally their main focus is in trying to just keep shit on lock. And what's left of humanity, or the equivalent thereof, alive. Because as demigods, yes. Because as demigods, they are vulnerable. They can be killed. And if they're killed, one of the last real lines of defense for mortal kind is gone.
So,
Just Kaputski.
So until then, they're basically inside of the strongholds that are basically in different sides of the continent.
Yes, with stuff like and they are demigods such as Aaron, who is not spelt at all the way he is spelt. He's written in your notes.
The demigod who takes in a lot of suffering, so that way.
Yes. Yeah, basically, he is like fitting the bill for 90% of the healing magic, and he's taking that out of his own divine health pool, so to speak.
Ah, so he's footing the bill with his own pocket.
And by literally taking on the suffering onto his own body.
That's a surprisingly Christ-like attribute for a D&D campaign.
That is, well, for various reasons. One is obviously the source material, also because I got these gods from a book called The Book of Exalted Deeds. Which isn't just an artifact in D&D, it was a 3.5 supplement. That basically described, hey, do you want to be good, but like the goodest good that ever gooded? Here's a book all about goodness. All the forces that are involved in all of the goodness of goodnessing. And they had these 6 paragons, these demigods. And Farron is one of them. I believe he's in some cases thought to be connected to Ilmater. But yeah, basically he's a god of compassion, martyrdom, self-sacrifice. And I literally made my own flourishes onto that. With him literally being, oh, I am, in order to help keep healing magic possible, I'm going to literally take on something to the point where he's not really able to do much more other than just maintain this. Another one of those demigods is Lestai, who we mentioned Lestai's side. That's sort of her domain. Since they're demigods and don't have their own like vaulted place in the outer planes, they actually have homes on the material plane on this continent. Farron's Rest, Lestai's Sai. Lestai is, by the way, the demigoddess of ethical pleasure.
Also a demigoddess of love, too. So...
Which is included in that.
Yep.
Ethical pleasure. Okay.
Yes. Meaning all the good...
Consent to sexy.
Yes. Love and pleasure and enjoyment in all of the good, wholesome ways. Not to the excess, but to the golden mean.
Okay. Okay, I kind of vibe with that.
It's also through Lestai that we also got to learn a little bit more about Nessa's curse. And there is only one way for... And this curse is possible... Savage, you're free to correct me because it's been a hot minute. this curse is only possible on Ness because it is tied to the person who placed it on her in the first place.
Indeed, it is metaphysical. It is something that is connected not just to her body, but to her spirit. In the same way that her heart has been damaged by... her body was damaged by what happened to her, her soul was also likewise hurt and branded, and the scars of that are used to anchor the magic of this curse mark. So long as she is trapped by the negative feelings of pain and betrayal and anger and despair and sadness, so long as that remains the forefront of her being, the curse has its clutches on her body and spirit.
The only
way there's technically two ways to stop it, but one is for the source of it, aka the one who caused it to die. The other is for Ness to completely and utterly heal from that trauma. To the point where it's no longer affecting her the way it currently is, which is easier said than done. Obviously.
Naturally.
And that also, it's kind of like how it kind of takes on the tropes of true love and kind of tweaked it a little bit, if you will.
It's true love, but true love is a lot harder than it looks and a lot longer than a 90-minute movie.
Mm-hmm. Or in this case, in the campaign, it took about a few weeks or a few months to actually get to a point for Nessa to finally just say "I love you" to Fergus. And I have a bit of a rule to myself when it comes to role playing, the big 3 words. I use that thing sparingly, only for only for when it comes to big moments when it's tied to that character's backstory. And Ness, the moment
honestly, the phrase "I love you" should be a payoff. It shouldn't just be said, it shouldn't just be said constantly.
Yep. And in Nessa's case,
I will be right back.
Of course.
You continue on.
And in Nessa's case is that the moment she said "I love you," things went absolutely pear-shaped afterwards. Like, how do I describe this? Her first love was to a woman named Gloria Galahad. And this woman was beautiful as she was noble. But she unfortunately left Ness behind to chase after her goals and dreams to be a well-renowned knight, if you will. And it also doesn't help that they're also incompatible in other areas too. Her second love was also another beautiful and a beautiful woman, and Nessa will admit that, and there's a reason why Nessa also chased after her. But unfortunately, this second woman was a nightmare, a devil in plain sight, if you will. And she is the absolute reason why Nessa disappeared for 2 years. In fact, the moment she said "I love you," she failed to realize that her wine has been spiked, and let's just say that things didn't turn out pretty well. And it's also why Nessa did her best to escape and ran the moment she was given that opportunity. And unfortunately, is why she was still in that curse to begin with. Her third love was actually Fergus, her first man and most likely her only man. And yes, Fergus did let his feelings about her be known early on because he actually flirts with her, which also tickles her sides. But she also, at that point, is worried about, wondering if it really is real or not. But in that moment when they're talking to Lestai's side, he genuinely made it clear to Ness how he actually felt about her. And Ness does admit she does feel something for Fergus. In her own words, that I'm going to also be bringing this thing back because why not? I genuinely like this. Okay, yeah, and I'm also gonna look up to that post again because it's the one way that I got to write it down, and so I don't actually trip over my knee again. I am terrified of the thought of giving myself to someone again, but I want to believe what I'm feeling is real. And yeah, they actually kiss right then and there, but also Ness made it clear to Fergus that after they left meeting Lestai that she is not a project. She is someone who's still working through her own pain, and one which she would actually have bad days to go with it. She genuinely let Fergus know about this, which Fergus does say that he does accept these terms and conditions that Ness is throwing out there, which he also said that he also said in his own words, and I actually wrote this thing down because the line was absolutely fire. I have lied about many things to learn secrets, gather information of my enemies, but I would not say something so cruel to get into the whims of a lady's heart. I will not be so callous about that.
Dang, that is deep.
Yep.
I have to get going. I will rejoin in when I can.
I also
Sounds good, G.
I think I will actually close it here for now because we're over time and I need to start making dinner. So, Savage, I'm gonna be late.
It's okay. It's
I'm
expected.
gonna head off to see you guys.
I actually gotta start making din as well.
I've been busy trying to brush up on my glossary of Cebuano words.
I'm doing nothing.
Alright, okay, so let's go see who we should go and raid chat. I think out of the roster here, Banks is currently doing art right now. He's doing a live 2D project, so we're gonna go ahead and raid Banks.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Innkeeper raid. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And we're gonna copy this. I truly do appreciate that you guys come by here today and watch me draw this together. Join me by tomorrow's. We're gonna be doing another chill stream with doing more of Traveler's Rest. And I hope to actually see you guys there. May y'all have a good night. May y'all eat well and rest well. I hope to see you guys next time in the Paper Plane Inn. Take care!
Bye-bye!
Later.